Crossroads Media.
The Mets are one of the most pathetic teams in the history of sports. The Phils take all four. And it was easy. It was like beating up a 2-year-old. No, I've never done that. And I never planned to do that. But I can only imagine it would look one way. And that's the way Corcoran looked on the mound. That slider's nasty. That is unbelievable, wicked stuff. Holy hell. And let's throw in triple digits. Why don't we? Oh, he's going to come up large in a huge postseason spot. And I don't know if we are ready for it, especially if it happens at home. I have no idea what I just watched in Game 4. Lorenzen gets the save, which, okay, I mean, that was not on my bingo card this weekend. Of course, as I mentioned, Corcoran. And then double-digit strikeouts from Christopher Sanchez, who happened to complete every single one of those strikeouts with the changeup. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is also one of the nastiest things I've ever seen in my life. And all jokes aside here, I know we've had some fun speaking about Christopher Sanchez being the greatest to ever live, being one of the most electric pitchers in history. Randy Johnson, I almost just said Randy Sanchez, and then my mind hit a huge black wall. Randy Johnson or Christopher Sanchez, Game 7. Who are you going to on the bump? Those type of stupid questions, right? I want this guy to get a real look in the playoffs. I do. I want this guy to get an actual attempt in the postseason, a real one. I think he's lights out. I really do. He's feeling himself too, which is the most important. You got to believe. You got to know deep down that you can do it. Now it's double-digit Ks. We're doing that more than once. The changeup is locked in. Guys are getting fooled. Yeah, I want it. I want postseason Sanchez. I told you, it might not be the conventional way that you would have predicted 4 months ago. I don't care who it is. Go to the best guys. Go to the studs. Right now, he's one of your studs. And there's opponents that are lost, dazed, confused when Christopher Sanchez is throwing pitches. Too easy, though, for being honest. Right? Come on, Mets. Make it fun, will you? Try, will you? Oh, you were trying? Oh. You were trying? Oh. Nick Castellanos.
Nick Castellanos has the biggest ball sack ever.
Unbelievable! Everything's unbelievable with this team right now. Look what they're doing in September. Their job. Never thought we'd see the day. I'll say it again. They're doing their job in September. I never thought that would happen. Oh, baby, they get an off day on Monday. Saturday, that was an odd one because Zach Wheeler was gross, but the defense was not. Rojas had a misplay in center field. That was baffling. Trey Turner at shortstop. That seems to happen, unfortunately, more than we would like. But don't worry about it because the team keeps going. And even someone like JT Realmuto, who doesn't know what the sport is when he's playing at home, he gives you an added run. It's 6-5? No, it's not. It's 7-5. Massive for this team. That extra run. That one run, the added run, instead of a one-run game, it's a two-run game. Still a couple innings to go, but there's breathing room for your pen. Thank you, JT. I think JT has finally got the monkey off the back in regards to actually doing something in front of his hometown crowd here. I don't know why it took so long, but I am believing that the page has been turned. Trey Turner, yeah, he's good. Jose Alvarado, yeah, he's good. Here is something great about Jose Alvarado. Alvarado has 23 strikeouts in his last 14 and a third innings pitched. He hasn't thrown an inning without a strikeout since July 2nd. Oh. How about Bryce Harper and that home run to right field when the conditions with the weather were absurd? Oh. Oh, we're almost there. Is it October yet? Oh, it's coming. Oh, it's only about a week away that we finally get it. The best time of the year. Hey, Harper had 3 runs batted in on Saturday, hit his 20th home run. Oh, yeah, Bryce Harper wasn't the only one. Alec Boehm hit a home run. Nick gets a triple to tie it 2-2. Label the triple however you want to label the triple, but he got the triple. And on Saturday, your 3, 4, 5, and 6 hitters all got 2 hits on the day. Imagine running through this lineup when they play this way. Oh, wow. I love this team. I love how they make me feel. It's hard to even really express it into words, but this is an odd feeling because I don't know what this is. What is this? It's September ball where you're annihilating the Mets. And there was about 5% of me after we received an anytime hotline call on the most recent show right before this Mets series started who brought up, all right, let's go do what we need to, handle business against the Mets, unless this is something the Mets are going to continue to do, and that's beat up on us. And I said, whoa, I didn't even think about that. So for 5% of my body, it was believing the Mets can still do it. Well, that 5% of my body is stupid, okay? It doesn't have any brain cells left because all 4. We would have been all right with 3 or 4. No, it was all 4. Pete Alonso gets embarrassed. They all should feel embarrassed. Your season's over. It's been over for a good amount of time now. But you'd think you'd want to make the Phillies at least sweat it out towards their final week. It's your most hated rival. They despise us, and they've had our number forever. You'd think they'd want to compete. They were competing? Oh, jeez. Hey, Steve Cohen, you got a lot to do this offseason. All right, I know they're trying to make their splashy hires now. Good luck. You got a lot of question marks. You know who doesn't have a lot of question marks? Your Philadelphia Phillies and MyBookie, okay? Make your money work smarter, not harder, with MyBookie. They are the presenting sponsor here of Sports Talk with Broads. Celebrate your winning season with MyBookie's biggest welcome offer ever. A 110 deposit match on your first deposit. You heard that right. You can now more than double your money before you even place a bet by making a deposit with MyBookie. All you have to do is go to mybookie.ag and use promo code BROADS to claim this bonus. Make sure you act quick because the offer is only available for this week and you can only get it with my promo code BROADS. With the slate of NFL and college football, there are plenty of options to bet and win, so don't be the guy who misses out. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere, only with MyBookie. I had a awesome day. Guess who took the Cardinals money line against the Dallas Cowboys? We know about their injuries in the secondary and on the offensive line. I looked at the line. Something was speaking to me. Bang! Bang! Don't be a fool. Make sure you add MyBookie to your every single day lifestyle and use promo code BROADS. There's some information down below in the description. In regards to Zach Wheeler, it was such a weird day to judge because of how many more pitches he had to throw, because the defense was super shaky. But all said and done, and all things considered, I think Zach Wheeler's fine. I have full faith that he's back. So whenever it is a playoff game again and he's facing the other team's ace, there's no doubt in my mind that he can match that, if not match that, and even add some. He's here. Zach Wheeler is here, and we need him to be here. He is here. Let's see him show it. Zach Wheeler was fine. You just need Rojas not to make a weird step forward. Ball goes over his head. Was he out? No, he went 7 innings, right? What inning did that happen in? I'm not sure. I don't remember off the top of my head. But the Trey Turner debacle is real. Yeah, that's real. But what do you know? The offense is clicking. Nick Castellanos is on a surge. Bohm is seeing the ball extremely well. Kyle Schwarber is Kyle Schwarber. Bryce Harper's got 20 on the year. Can you believe that? He had Tommy John surgery. He steps back in, record time, and now he's got 20 home runs on the year. Between him, Nick, JT on the road, this is a scary, scary middle of your lineup and start of your lineup, because Kyle Schwarber is your leadoff hitter who happened to walk a lot of times, score a lot of runs, hit a lot of home runs, knock in a lot of runs. The list goes on and on. Do you want me to continue? I will. Oh, trust me. I'll do a 30-minute show just letting you know about all the positives that he provides for a baseball team. Okay, what he does with the clubhouse. Trust me, I would love to. All right. Now I'm babbling. You can babble. How can you babble? Oh, by going to the Anytime Hotline. Let's run it.
Yo, bros, what's good, man? Hey, big supporter of the show, and follow you on all your platforms, interact on Twitter, things like that. With that being said, man, I got a bone to pick with you.
Uh-oh.
Today after Nick Castellanos hit his homer, you tweeted out, this Nick guy's pretty good. You know, paraphrasing something like that.
Uh-huh.
But I think anytime you tweet about Nick, you have to play that soundbite from my man saying Nick Castellanos has the biggest fucking ball sack. You have to do it.
You mean this one?
Nick Castellanos has the biggest ball sack ever.
That is it. That is now, moving forward, a rule of Bros Media. Anytime you tweet about Nick, you have to include that soundbite, man. Good stuff on the Phils tonight. Way to lock it up. Way to sweep the Mets. Go Phils.
It is hard to run away from how phenomenal that statement really is. I'll consider. All right, I'll take it back to the team. I'll take it back to the people here, and we'll discuss. Hey, do we have to get that puppy rolling on social media as we enter a 3-game series against a team that I'm going to hate and want to spit in their mouths before the series even begins? Like, oh, I see. Right? My tongue blue? Is my tongue blue? That's weird. What did I eat? I had a buffalo chicken pizza. Not good for the cholesterol. I had, what are those things called? They are not Laffy Taffies, although Laffy Taffies are amazing. They are, those Warheads. You know the Warheads that are super sour? It's a Laffy Taffy version of the Warheads. The wife was out one day and said, hey, snag a little thing of candy. You know what I'm saying? I like to eat some candy, and I like to get some random-ass candy. So she comes in with this Halloween bag of candy, which sucks because they're individual, so I have to rip them open and get 2 Swedish fish out of a bag that's 2 by 2 centimeters. It sucks. But whatever, I start picking it apart, and here I am realizing now that the tongue is very blue, but weirdly blue. Halfway through my tongue, is something off here? Or is that just a shadow? I don't know why that would ever be, because normally when I eat the Laffy Taffy, the whole tongue is being utilized. Anyway, Nick Castellanos has the biggest ball sack ever. Is that pretty much the moral of the story? I'll take it back to my team and see if we can address this accordingly and see what we can run with.
Let's fucking go. You sweep the Mets,
And is it true that Pete Alonso was the last out in 3 of those games? Fuck you, Pete. The pitching, I really love today. Sanchez is our third best pitcher. I mean, he's probably better than Nola, but I would really like it if he pitched in the third playoff game. The bullpen was pretty good. Is it Michael Lorenzen going to be in the bullpen the rest of the way? And that Kirkering kid, is he a solid candidate to pitch in the playoffs?
A lot of great questions there. Okay, let's start with Christopher Sanchez. I would love for Christopher Sanchez to really get a talk with Rob Thompson to see where everybody is at. If you remember, not too long ago, he spoke on WIP, Rob Thompson that is, and he said that this is what the rotation will look like. It'll be Zach Wheeler. We'll see Aaron Nola. And yes, Taijuan Walker and Ranger Suarez. But there was something thrown towards the end of that. Unless guys aren't throwing to the capabilities and unless they're not doing the job that they are supposed to, and I'm paraphrasing, but there was something thrown in towards the end that didn't get the general buzz on social. Well, maybe this falls into that consideration. If Christopher Sanchez is out pitching Taijuan Walker, well, then Taijuan Walker's not what he is supposed to be. And if that's the case, you have to ask the hard questions. And Rob, it's really not that hard. Like, this is an easy one. I know you paid Taijuan Walker to be an experienced veteran arm, but maybe he's a regular season arm. Gets you through and eats you up innings, which is important. We know what it's like when a starter can't go deep, and then you got to rely on your bullpen, and then start after start, when that happens and piles up, you become super depleted, and then go through probably a week stretch where you're losing games because of the domino effect. So you do need that role. It's a long season. It's 162 games. There's nothing wrong with it, but they probably envisioned him being someone towards the end that can snag a ball as a fourth guy in the rotation. If you're fifth, no matter what the name is, and that's what upsets me the most, if his name wasn't his name, and let's say Ranger Suarez was doing what Christopher Sanchez was doing, it's an automatic that that's your third starting pitcher. You're not even questioning it once. It's 1-1 after 2. It's game 3 in a playoff round. You're at home. The bank is rocking. If Ranger Suarez was doing Christopher Sanchez's outings currently, he's on the mound, and we're ready to go. I'm all right with it. I don't think Rob Thompson is, though, and that's unfortunately what it comes down to. So that's the first thing. Lorenzen with the save. Did he bring up Lorenzen, or was it more Kirkering? Can Kirkering do this? I think so. That was some gnarly sliders. And the last slider to get the final out of the 8th inning, did you see how late that action was? It fooled me, and I'm sitting here just watching it on television. But you could tell towards the late hack, it started to stay up there. He gets excited. His eyes wide open, thinking he'd crush it. And instead, whoo, that thing just moved, and it had some gnarliness to it. It had some nasty movement. I keep trying to replay it in my head right now, and I'm starting to explode. I don't know what the word is, but there's emotions happening right now that I can't really justify when just awkwardly replaying a pitch. Oh, but, man, it's something. It's something. And, yes, I think he can. Oh, you did bring up Lorenzen. The question was about the bullpen, and is he going to be moved to the bullpen? Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, Tom McCarthy brought it up that he needs to find, and he's aware of this, he's the one to state it, he needs to find something that works for this club currently. So no matter what piece it is, I am a puzzle piece. I have to get better. I don't think closer is the way to do it. I think that that's outrageous. Now, maybe Rob Thompson goes like this. Well, you know the Mets suck. You know the Mets are pathetic. We have a couple-run lead. We already took 3 of the first 3 games. You know the Mets want to pack it up and finish out this season because it sucks for them, and it should suck for them because they suck, and that's normally what happens when you put a bunch of suck together. It all sucks. But, well, are they going to be the Lorenzen? I don't know, Lorenzen has been awful, but you're the Mets, so you're not going to beat Lorenzen. Therefore, when he gets a clean inning and when he gets out of it unscathed and there's no sort of trouble whatsoever, he'll feel confidence again and then maybe move on to the next outing and the next time his number is called and feel good about himself, because even though it is a horrible Mets team, when you're down that bad and when you're as awful as he's been, it's really irrelevant about who you're facing and more about just yourself internally and trying to get in a better mindset. So I think that's sort of what Rob was trying to accomplish here. Hey, Lorenzen, you are going to be an important arm to us. You were an acquisition at the trade deadline. We saw something that could take this team and elevate. Let's go get it. And whether that ninth inning closer role that we saw tonight transitions to more of a seventh inning instead of a Soto or instead of a no, Alvarado seems to be in it right now, so I'm not even moving that. And I'm not necessarily telling you I love this. I don't. Quite frankly, I don't at all. He'd be more of a last option in the postseason, but maybe they're going to give him one last run at this. This is your final week. If you can't get it together, then I'm sorry, but you're in a fifth inning role. And we ask you to get through a fifth inning. But guess what? If that's the case and your starter only gives you 4, if it's Aaron Nola and he goes 4, that means there's probably 5 earned runs already on the board and he might be down 5-1. You're in a horrendous spot if that's when you're using Lorenzen. But I'm just saying that might be where his position is when it's all said and done, because it is not looking sharp. Okay? He did today, though. But I'm just saying, ultimately, the Lorenzen trial since the no-hitter has been whoa, in a bad way. I don't think I'm telling you something you didn't know, though.
Dude, bros, what's up, man? Hey, really pumped up for this win. Congrats to the Phils. Man, all I got to say are 2 names. I'm just going to mention 2 names because I can't freaking believe this. Christopher Sanchez needs to be pitching wild card and in the playoffs. That dude is serious money right there. And the second thing, Orion Kerkering, oh my God, that thing was nasty. That slider that he threw fell off that table, pitching all kinds of nastiness. It was ew, just so disgusting. Anyway, just want to say, awesome win. Good job, guys. Go Phils. I couldn't be prouder. Let's go get after it, boys. Peace.
This week's going to be strange because with the Pirates and how about this? I'm telling you it's going to be strange because they shut the door. When have we seen them shut the door in September? Remember Gabe Kapler? Do you remember that? Do you remember what Gabe Kapler was like? Do you remember those Augusts? Those Septembers? Do you remember how that was? It wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. It was pain after pain. Heartbreak after heartbreak. It was the worst feeling ever. Ever! What is this? You're calling up prospects. They're actually performing. They're looking dominant. They have stuff that I haven't seen in years. Well, we need it because Sir Anthony flopped. Yeah, that was him falling face first and smacking his face on the concrete, looking up and seeing blood everywhere because his nose is busted. Sir Anthony has been trash. Is Kerkering the new Sir Anthony? Oh, my God. And there's not a lot of tape and not a lot of stuff to go to see what he's all about. So if you're the opposing team and you're getting to the batter's box, there's no baseball savant that you could dive deep into to see it all. All right? It ain't a 13-year experienced man where you know the tendencies and it's in the back of your noggin. You're on the fly now. You can look at it all you want and see what we saw, a hundo and then the slider, but it's different. It's different when those triple digits get right up on you. This was his first outing, and he's been through a lot. The fact that you get called up and he looks that good, he looked that good. There wasn't a second of nerves. Of course, adrenaline, I'm sure, is pumping. But how savvy was that watch? It was, I'm attacking. What do I have to lose? I'm going at it. And now, excuse me? I'll be needed in the playoffs? Oh, he's something. That's a fun story to root for. Seeing his father in the stands, barely able to handle his emotions, and I wouldn't be able to either. Really cool sight for sure. All right, we'll take one more here. Go to Malcolm in Georgia.
Hey, Broads. Malcolm from Georgia. And all I got to say about tonight's game is, I don't know. Could this Christopher Sanchez be like Ranger Suarez last year, coming in for us and playing that same kind of role? Because he's come up from the minors. He solidified that fifth spot. And he looked so cool, calm, and collected on this mound. Yeah, he gave up the occasional home run, but his stuff looks good.
I agree with you that his stuff looks good. Is he like Ranger? See, Ruben Amaro brought up that he's similar to the Bailey Falter thing that we witnessed, and yeah, I totally get that. I think he's better than what Falter was doing. He shows sometimes being poised like Ranger, but I think Ranger's ceiling is higher because there's times where Ranger completely shuts you down and annihilates you. I think Christopher Sanchez pops in the occasional the occasional mistake, the occasional home run more than Ranger Suarez did when he was on the top of his game, but it's somewhere in between that. In between when Bailey Falter ate a ton of minutes and then added something solid to your team, but maybe not as beneficial as Ranger Suarez was, somewhere in the middle of it. I just don't know if Rob will do it because it might hurt somebody else's feelings who's a pro. There might be a veteran like Taijuan Walker who thinks it's finally time for him to get that experience. But I'm sorry, you get beat up by one of your own teammates and you get stepped up on by Christopher Sanchez. Well, the difference is one guy's not walking everybody at will. One guy has his pitch dialed in. If Taijuan Walker's splitter was on a different planet right now and guys were struggling to face it, then maybe there would be more belief. The changeup working for Sanchez, I believe the league has nightmares from it. Rumor on the street. I think Bob Nightingale tweeted that out. All right, everybody, I love you to death. I can't believe they got both games in. I thought there was no way in hell that we would see two. And then they squeezed in the Saturday game. And I go, well, Sunday it's going to pour all day. They moved the 1 o'clock to a 6 o'clock. They think that there's a pocket. And I know with downpour, but it's also something that they had to battle through. Some adversity with the rain. It didn't stop them. Of course, it wouldn't stop Nick. All Nick does is square up the baseball. You know what I'm saying? But good for them. So now you get Monday off instead of having to slip in a doubleheader or something on a night where the Eagles play football. You can just relax, you can chill, and watch the football game and let the Phillies rest up a bit because I'm just going to let you know, just in case you've forgotten, if you're unaware, the Phillies are dominating and getting back into the postseason, and we're feeling good about it because they're playing great ball. All right, everybody, I love you to death. We'll be talking Phils, I promise you. Enjoy the show. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed the show, I'm wrapping it up. I hope you enjoyed the show. I love you guys to death, and we'll be talking very, very soon.